Hi, I'm John and we're back at UK Games Expo with Ree from Stop, Drop and Roll to talk about why we fight. Tell us about why we fight. What is it and why is it important to make this sort of game at this time?
So, Why We Fight is a solo plus narrative TTRPG. So it is a 1 to 5 player game, and it is heavy on solar punk themes. You play 4 characters who are fighting against oppression in a post-Civil War society. So each player plays 4 characters, sorry.
Okay.
And yeah, basically, it's post-Civil War. Hand oppression is grabbing for power, and you are working as part of the Community Alliance to push it back. So you are a saving meteors. Games like this are really important at this moment in time because our real-world situation feels hopeless a lot of the time. People are feeling like they have no way to make a difference in this world, and games like this offer them a kind of empowerment. We put you in a position of power, we give you an opportunity to make a positive change. And it is not a fantasy setting, it is a real-world setting.
Can you walk us through the process of designing a board game with an environmental message? How do you balance entertainment with education?
It's a difficult balancing act, I won't lie, and a lot of people like to throw the word edutainment around like it is a bad place. You need to come at it fun first. You have to make sure your mechanics are both fitting for your theme, but also mechanics that people are going to enjoy engaging in. And again, it always comes down to empowerment. Although, for example, climate change-based games, a lot of them feel quite helpless. You're looking at a situation where everything is crumbling, where you're looking at what we've done to the world, and that brings people down a lot, and that detracts from fun. But fun is a fantastic way to learn. It really opens you up to taking information in. So by putting people in the seat of power and empowering them, they're more likely to engage, and if they engage, they're having fun, they're learning. Most people play Earth Rising, for example, and Why We Fight, and don't realise that they're learning.
Best way to learn.
Right.
Are there any specific challenges you face with integrating environmental themes into the gameplay?
Yes. We had a few issues early on with people having specific opinions about how things are. There are a lot of opinions, and then there is science, and it is one of those topics of but the thing is we want to create space for people to express those opinions. We want to be able to allow them to be heard, because if people feel suppressed, it doesn't matter what you say, and it doesn't matter if you're right or if you're backed up by science. If they feel like you're not listening to them, there's no conversation. You need to open up conversation, and that's what we did.
What kind of feedback have you received from players about the environmental themes and sustainable production of your games?
As far as sustainable production goes with our games, most people are pleasantly surprised. They, for some reason, do not expect a game about sustainability to be made sustainably. So when you turn around and say there is no plastic, there's no clay deposits in the punch mills, everything is FFC and recycled, they go, wow, how much is it? They ask about price, because clearly that's going to cost a lot. But the fact is, it doesn't. It doesn't cost that much more. And people love it. They're really into it. In fact, a few people have bought the game entirely based on the fact that they did enjoy it, but actually they want to support that sustainable production. They want the demand to be there, because the demand there is, the more sustainable productions we have available to us.
Can you tell us a little bit about the responsibility of making environmentally friendly games? Should the industry be moving towards that?
Absolutely. Absolutely it should be. It's one of those things where if you look at our current world situation, we're having to change the way we get energy, we're having to change the way we get our food. Our necessities are being forced to change. So why should a hobby not? What we have here is not necessary. It's lovely, and we love it, and we adore it, so why shouldn't we put effort into making sure that our hobby doesn't damage the planet? And as designers and developers and people who go to these production companies and so on, it is on us first and foremost to say, hey, we need to make the change. Because if we make games that are fun and interesting and engaging, people will want them. And if we then make sure that those games aren't having an impact, it just spreads awareness. People are more likely to buy sustainable games if they can.
And you guys are a small independent team. What's that been like?
Difficult. It has been difficult. With Earthrising, we were doing this 3 years ago. We spoke to over 18 different manufacturers across the world trying to find the most sustainable options we have. And a few of them turned around and said, don't do it because it might matter to players. And it was really disheartening to hear. But we were lucky because we approached Zero Time and they are in China. And I know that a lot of people say, well, if it's being manufactured in China, there's no way it's green. But we have our ways around that because they listened to us and they said, okay, here's what we can do. And they actually tweaked a few things they were doing to be more sustainable. They swapped over entirely to solar energy. So even the production, like the energy that went into manufacturing the game is green energy. But it was hard. I won't deny. We had a lot of people turning us down, a lot of people telling us not to. But you have to persevere. As an indie company, it's really hard. But we're very thankful to the wider community for supporting us doing it.
Thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you very much.